Hey everyone, welcome to Tutort Academy. So my name is Chirag Vaishnav, and in this video we will be discussing the problem decode ways. So it's a very standard problem. It's a very standard DP problem because talking about DP only, dynamic programming is a topic that is worth your time. And after that there are different variations like DP on array, DP on strings, DP on trees. So this is a part of DP on strings, right? So decode ways. I'm really excited to discuss this question with you because I haven't made a video on it till now, right? And I was always planning that I will make a video, but there are some prerequisites. So I made first few videos about dynamic programming, and then after you get into the flow, then we can discuss about the DP on strings, right? So this is one of my favorite topics, as you can see the way I'm excited, right? So first let's discuss the flow of this video, and then we'll start with the video. The flow of this video will be like, first we'll discuss the problem statement, then we'll be discussing that what will be the logic that we will build to get the final solution, and after that we will be looking into the code, and then we will be having a final answer, right? So let's head over to the problem statement. Okay, so here it is written that what it is being given as a message containing letters from A to Z can be encoded into a number using following mapping, right? So as the name suggests, it's decode ways. So what you have to do, you have to decode. Obviously, in order to decode, you have to have like some encryption decryption thing now. So what's happening is, for A you're having 1, B you're having 2, C you're having 3, and ultimately till Z you are having 26, right? So this is how we are able to encode this message, right? Now so this is the basic introduction. Now where's the twist? In the question we are looking for the twist, right? So twist is that to decode an encoded message, of all the strings must be grouped and then mapped back into letter using reverse of mapping above. There may be multiple ways. For example, 11106 can be mapped into AAJF and KJF. So what this basically means is, what you have to do, you have to start mapping from the rightmost, from the reversed end, let's say, right? And after that you have to map. So for each case there will be two options, right? But you can again ask that how there are two options, how is that possible, right? Because each letter has some specific role, right? So let's say 11, let's say 11. So 11, for 11 we are having F. Okay, ruko, let's say. Okay, so here's the example. Let's say 12, right? So for 12, we are having an element L. L is representing 12. Okay. So what's the issue? It's clearly good now. Okay, yes, it's clearly good. Now, but 12 can also be represented as AB, na 1 2, right? Are you getting my point, right? If you are still not getting my point, so let me just head over to the this, right? So let me just start it. Let's say 12. So we can use L, or we can use 1 and 2 and make it AB. So in how many ways I can decode this? There are two ways in which I can decode this. Yes, clearly fine. Suppose let's say 2 to 6. So what are the ways in which it can be decoded? Either we can use it like 2, 2 and 6, right? Either we can use it like 2, 2 or 6, or 2 and 26, right? Or 2, 2 and 6. So these will be the ways. So let's see if these are the ways or there is any other way. Right. So these are the three ways in which this can be decoded, right? So now let's head over to the next example, 06. So here the main twist will start. Okay. So if we are having 06, if we are having 0, if let's say I'll do it here. If I'm having 06, right? So it cannot be further made possible, because if there is 0 in the starting, we cannot assign any number to that. Because A is 1, Z is 26, right? So there is no place for 0. So if we are having 0 at the starting or 0 in the middle or something like that, we cannot consider it as a single decoded way or single decoded element, right? So we will be having 0 ways for it. Let's see if I'm not wrong. So we'll be having 06 for it. 06 cannot be mapped to F because of the leading 0. 6 is different, right? So let's say okay, so let me take another screen. Okay, Okay, new slide, and here we are. Cool, right? So let me just start it. And now we'll discuss that how I'm explaining is, suppose I'm having a string 11036, right? 11036. So what we will be doing is we will be starting from this point, right? Now for dynamic programming, one thing that we have learned is always we have two things. Either we can, right? So at each step we will be having two options, either to take it alone or in pair, right? At each instant you will be having two things, either you can take it alone or you can take it in pair, right? So that's the thing. So let's just start with this. So if I take 6, so there is a one way, right? If I take either I can take 6, yes I can take, or either I can take 3 6, right? Either I can take 6 or either I can take 3 6. Okay, so what we will be doing is, if I take 6 I will check for 1103. If I take 3 6 I will check for 110, right? Eh, okay, so let me just draw it like in a good way. So there are two choices, either take it alone or take it in pair, right? Or in take alone also we are having two things. We will discuss 31026, let's say. Okay, so either I take it alone, so it will be like I have took 6, now I have to check for this. Either I will take it in pair, so 3110, right? In this, either I will took it alone, 3110, or I will took it in pair, 311. Now either I will take it alone, 311, or I will take it in pair, 31. Either I will take it alone, 311, either I will take it in pair, 31. So in this, either I will take it alone like 31, and either I will take it in pair like 3 will be left, right? And in this case only the same thing will happen, 3 1 and 3. And in this case what will happen is, either I will take it as 3 or either I will take it as 3 1. So now we have reduced down to this state. So in this, either I will be using it as now I have two options, right? So either I will be using it as 3 or 3 1, right? And then 3 1 will further break down into 3 and 3 1, right? So this will just go on. What you have to do, you have to memorize the solution and backtrack, right? So what will happen is, so you can see, you can visualize that we can break down this problem into small sub problems, right? So for 3 I know the answer, and for 31 it's not possible. Why it's not possible? Because a is 1 and z is 26, right? So this might be the one case. Also, if we are taking 0 in this case, right? So what we are doing, we are taking 0 alone, right? So this is also not possible. Taking 0 alone is not possible. Why? Because a is 1, z is 26, we cannot decode it, right? So what you have to do, you have to start from the end. At each point you will be having two choices. Either you can take that element in single, or you can take that element in pair. If we are taking that element single, then you have to check if it is 0 or not, right? So there are two conditions. If we are taking single, check it should not be 0. And if we are taking in pair, check it's less than 26, right? It should be less than less than equal to 26, right? If we are taking in pair, it should be less than equal to 26. So these are the two conditions where you can break down. And whenever you will get to the final result, what you have to do, you have to backtrack by adding 1. You have to backtrack by adding 1 to the answer, that okay, you have built on that, you have built on that, you have built on that. Because if I am decoding in this way, so this is my final answer. If I am decoding in this way, so this is my final answer. So this will return 1 to it, this will return 1 to it, this will return 2, this will return 2 to it, this will return 2 to it. So this will return, suppose, 3 to it, so this will return 5 to it. Okay, so if I'm breaking down in that ways, there are 5 total possible ways in which I can decode this message, right? So I hope you got the solution right. So basic thing is, you have to check for two conditions. Either it can be taken single, either it can be taken in pair. And for single, what you have to do, you have to check if it's 0 or not. And for pair, what you have to do, you have to check if it's less than 26 or not. If it's less than 26, then we can decode it, because according to the mapping scheme, we are having that thing only, right? So these are the things that you have to look after. So I hope you get the solution right. So let's see the code part so that we can understand it in detail. Right, so here we are. So here you can see what we have done first. Let me just minimize it. Right, so here we can see that what we have done, we have used a number decoding function. In that we have used a dp of n plus 1. After that we have initialized the dp to -1. So what we will be doing for each string, we will be saying, or we will be calculating that what are the minimum number, what are the ways by which we can decode that string, right? And one condition that you have to keep in mind is the first character is 0, then it will obviously return 0, right? So this is the thing that you have to keep in mind. After that we are here to the function. Now we will be calling that function from the rightmost end only that we have discussed, right? So you can see we have started with n minus 1 from the rightmost index, and all the dp is being initialized to -1, right? Now what you have to do, if I is less than equal to 0, if I is less than equal to 0, this simply means that either you are at a state where you can take one element or two element, means you have traversed the whole string, right? This simply means that there is a possible way that you can decode that string, because if the first element was 0, you have simply excluded that case in the first function only, first calling function only, right? So here, if the I is less than equal to 0, you have to return -1. If dp is not equal to -1, then you have to return dp of I. This is simple, the memoization statement. Now what you have to do, for each time you have to take answer variable as 0, and if s of I is not equal to 0, if the current element is not equal to 0, then you have to check for the single element. If the two element is greater than equal to 10 and less than equal to 26, then you have to check for I minus 2, right? So this is simply the checking for what were the two choices, either I can take one or either I can take two. So we have to calculate both the chances, that if I take one, what are the ways I can decode, if I take two, what are the ways I can decode. So if you take one, these are the ways to decode. If you take two, these are the ways to decode, and then you will recursively call, then you will memorize the solution, then you will get the answer. So this is the way I have discussed it in presentation as well. What we will be doing is we will be checking either I can take one, either I can take two. We'll calculate the whole and return that. Okay, so for this I'm having this answer, for this I'm having this answer, and then build on that answer, and then you will get to your final answer, right? So at the end you have to return answer, and this is how it will work. So I hope you got the solution right. So if you like this video, do give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching.